Hey kids, how are you? Welcome on this weekend. Um, and we're dealing with a lot of smoke this weekend. You know what? I found myself kind of disappointed. Do you know what it means to feel disappointed? Well, I'm feeling disappointed because we were going to have a special drive-in worship this weekend for our kickoff Sunday, and we were going to invite people to decorate their cars, and we were going to have a bunch of balloons as a part of our outdoor decorations. But because of the smoke, and that it's unhealthy for us to be outside in the smoke, we decided we had to cancel our drive-in worship. So I'm disappointed that we didn't get to do what we were planning to do for our special kickoff Sunday. Well, part of the good news is that even though we can't do it this week, we're going to do it next week. But I thought maybe it would be a good thing for me just to talk to you a little bit about disappointment, because I think you know some things about what it means to feel disappointed. When I think about being disappointed in my life, I think a lot of times about other things that were because of the weather. I can remember when maybe at Christmas time we were getting ready for a very special program or concert at school or maybe at church, and then there was this big snowstorm, and then we had to cancel. And so we couldn't do the fun program that we wanted to do. Or maybe even worse yet, would be if that snowstorm came right on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and we couldn't get to my grandparents to celebrate Christmas and with the rest of the family. And of course, that meant too that maybe we didn't get the presents that were going to be there for us too. So when we're disappointed, I think sometimes we can also maybe feel a little bit, well, first of all, I think we feel sad that we didn't get to do the things that we thought we were going to. And then maybe another way we get about disappointment is we kind of get angry sometimes that things didn't work out the way they should have. Okay? Well, I think there's a couple things that help. And one of those is if there's someone that we can talk to, at least that will listen to us and let us tell them that we're disappointed. That they'll let us tell them that we're not feeling good about what's happened, and that, you know, it just helps sometimes to be able to tell that to somebody. So I hope that you can find someone, hopefully mom or dad, that you can share your disappointment with, and that helps sometimes too. And then sometimes when we're disappointed, if we're get kind of angry and anxious about the whole thing, sometimes it helps just to see if we can find something else to do. I remember a program some years ago, maybe you've heard about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And Mr. Rogers would always say, you know, when we're feeling kind of angry, that maybe we could take some clay or Play-Doh or something and pound it and let our anger get out a little bit, okay? Or maybe it's to find something else to do, a game or something else that we'd like to do, okay? And so I hope that maybe those are some things that will help you to realize that disappointment doesn't last forever. Yeah, it hurts when we're disappointed, but it doesn't last forever. And then in the Bible, lesson that we have today, we hear about how God created everything good, but then sin came into God's creation and it was broken. And we have that story with Adam and Eve, how things didn't turn out as well as it could have because God's creation was broken by sin. But you know what the good story is? The good news of that story is that even though I'm sure God was very disappointed, God didn't give up. God kept working to help his creation, to help us. And that's good news to know that even now, whatever's going on, God is working to help things to be better, okay? And we don't always know how that's going to happen, but we can trust that God is always at work, working to help us have the best life. And the good news of God's love that says no matter what happens, God's love is always with us. Okay? Well, I hope you have a good weekend. And maybe part of the other thing is that school is a really unusual thing again this year. Okay? So that's maybe a disappointment sometimes too, that we can't be with our friends. Okay? So let's work through those disappointments together and trust that we still have love with us, and that God's love and the love of our family. Okay? See you next week. Bye-bye.